Everyone is rejecting Newcastle, from their transfer targets like Sesko to even their own players like Isak. I mean, it's gotten so bad that somebody was able to build a full team of players that have rejected Newcastle. And honestly, I kind of feel bad. So I'm not going to be rejecting Newcastle today. Instead, I'll be managing them, and our goal, Champions League glory. Although it is going to be difficult, because you see, Newcastle, even with all that Saudi Arabian money, they aren't really an attractive destination for the world's best players. And that's why in this challenge, we're not going to be allowed to sign top players. 82 overall is the maximum. Besides that, our top players will constantly be lured by bigger clubs. Despite that, we're going to have to figure out a way to succeed. My first decision though here at Newcastle, selling Alexander Isak. I'll be honest, the way he's treated Newcastle this summer, simply not acceptable. Refusing to train, refusing to play, all the social media havoc as well. If you don't want to fight for the shirt, you can leave and we'll build our project without him. Okay, I think I got super passionate and sold Isak, but how on earth are we going to replace a player with his impact? I mean, he scored 23 Premier League goals last season. Without him, Newcastle wouldn't have qualified for Champions League football this year. I think our first task is absolutely finding a replacement for Isak. To be honest, I actually quite like the rest of the Newcastle project. Elanga was a fantastic signing. Anthony Gordon on the other side. Then you've got midfielders like Guimaraes and Tonali. This is a proper team. It is just this Isak situation that's got them in real trouble. Now, money isn't really going to be an issue for us. We've got £160 million to spend. Come on, man. It's Saudi Arabia. They own this club. But as I said, we're not going to be allowed to sign players above 82 overall. And that definitely is annoying because I thought Marcus Thuram would have been the perfect replacement for Isak. But let's be real, compared to staying at Inter, he would definitely reject us. Now, Kolo Muani is 81 rated. We should be allowed to sign him. But there are heavy rumors linking him to Juventus. And once again, if Kolo Muani had to choose between Juve and Newcastle, we know what he would pick. Now, I do know there's a striker who has been heavily linked with Newcastle amidst this Isak saga, and that's Alexander Sørloth, 29 years old, an absolute beast, 6'5". Atletico Madrid already have Julian Alvarez, Griezmann. Now, of course, he's nowhere near Isak's level. Plus, he's 29, so he isn't going to grow much. But that's kind of the situation Newcastle are in right now. They can only attract players like this. And at least we don't have to face rejection from Sørloth. He is more than happy to join Newcastle United. Now, Sørloth is a very different player to Isak. He's more of a target forward. And that's why I think we're going to have to change our tactics to make things work. I'm going to a 4-2-3-1 wide. I think it actually works really well because both Guimaraes and Tonali can hold that midfield down. But yeah, Joelinton is kind of out of position there. But it also gives us a chance to maybe test out Jacob Ramsey. Newcastle spent big money on him. And even Malik Thiaw is one of Newcastle's bigger signings this window. As good as Shaw is, he's 33. I think it's time we give Thiaw a chance. Now, I would like to improve this team with more quality. And the money is definitely there. 120 million still left. But because of that 82 transfer rule, there's really nobody we can sign to improve this team. I would rather grow the likes of Livramento, Jacob Ramsey, than actually maybe sign another 82 rated player that might not grow. Man, I'm kind of getting a feeling of how Newcastle feel in real life, struggling to attract talent. Despite all the struggles, we do have expectations from the Newcastle board. They want us to once again qualify for Champions League football, which means getting top 4 in the Premier League. Also in the Champions League this season, they want us to get out of the league phases. Without Isak, it's going to be challenging. We'll only know where we stand once we see Sørloth play. And no way, we're starting things off by facing Alexander Isak. Look at how happy he is in a Liverpool shirt. I'm really not sure what to expect against last season's champions, but we got to put up a good fight here and show that there is life in Newcastle after Isak. Also, we do have a lot of quality with our new signings like Anthony Elanga, and already he's looking very attacking here. Getting past this man, looking to maybe cross it back post for Anthony Gordon, who couldn't attack it. Oh, and look at Sørloth. He's managed to go through one strength, but he puts it wide. If it was Alexander Isak, I think the ball would be in the back of the net. Talking about Isak, he's broken through and our defense just can't get near him. It's saved somehow brilliantly by Nicky Pope. Oh, but this time we're not stopping Isak. He was given way too much space. And look at the cheek of him to go straight to Arnie Slot and celebrate. Bro, Isak's going to be the most hated man in Newcastle after that. Now, we tried our best to fight back. And we had chances too. But Sørloth wasn't clinical. And in the end, it was Isak's goal that got Liverpool the win. And to be honest, that was the story of our entire season. We were still reeling from Isak's departure, figuring out life after him. Now, Charlotte was decent, but he finished the Premier League season with just 12 goals. Compared to what Isak did for us last season, that is just bang average. Thankfully, new signings Elanga and Jacob Ramsey contributed more. Also, Anthony Gordon, what a player. He ends the season as our top scorer, but in the end, it wasn't enough to secure top 4 again. 7th is where we finished though. I thought surely we could at least get into the Europa League, but this is bad. Champions League 2 this season, we didn't exactly light things up, but we did make it out of the league phase. That should at least keep the board happy. In the end, we did get knocked out by Bayer Leverkusen. The major issue we had though was that we just couldn't replace Isak's goals. Solot tried, but he put up average numbers. Anthony Gordon, though, he was the big bright spot. Now, there's a lot of growth in the team as well. Look at Tonali, Gimaresh, Botman, Elanga. I think the team is now ready to move past Isak. And if we can maybe bring in a striker who has some growth potential, who can keep getting better, I think we can get Newcastle back into the mix for Champions League football. But saying that, since next season we're not going to be in Europe, I think we might have some players reject us. And looks like this time it's Sandro Tonali. He's got an offer from Juventus, and the fact that we don't have Champions League football anymore has convinced him to go the other way. Now, to be honest, he's under contract, so we can technically keep him. Kind of try and do what Newcastle did with Isak, but as I said before, we don't want to keep a player who does not want to defend this shirt. Tonali has been sold. That's made our job for season 2 a lot harder. We now desperately need a CDM. Not just that, I think we need to also get an upgrade for the goalkeeper spot because Nick Pope is 34, and striker position, I'm not sure Solot is the guy. We need a striker who's also got potential to get better and better. Now, we've got Saudi Arabia backing us, so money is definitely not a concern. 227 million is our budget, but we still have the transfer rule. Now more than ever, since we're not in the Champions League, any signing we make must be maximum 82 overall. Now, I think I found a man for the goalkeeper spot, although you may not like it because it's a player that rejected Newcastle before. I'm talking about James Trafford. To be fair, can we blame him? If any of us would have gotten an offer from Newcastle or Man City, let's be real, we're all picking Man City, and he did the same, although he's now made a fool of himself because Man City have also signed Donnarumma. Edison is still there, and that means Trafford has barely played. That's why his overall is only 79, and I know how good this kid is. He was amazing for Burnley in the Championship, and he's only 23. So much room to grow, and that's exactly the kind of player we need. We've signed him from Man City. Now the tough part, finding a Tonali replacement. We're of course not going to get a player of similar quality, but I think Elliot Anderson might be a really good option. He played for Newcastle before and has been very, very good for Nottingham. Only 23 as well, a lot of room to grow. It's time to bring him back to Newcastle. Now, for the striker position, my first choice was Jørgen Strand Larsen. They call him the budget Haaland. But I'm looking at his stats and everything. He feels like a carbon copy to Solot. In fact, I don't even think he's going to start over Solot, so it kind of doesn't make sense to sign him. Now, I have found an even more interesting option, John Duran. Now, you might be thinking, he moved to Al Nassr for big money. Why would he want to join Newcastle? Well, don't forget, Saudi Arabia also owns Newcastle. I can see some sort of a connection, some sort of a deal happening this way. And come on, man, John Duran was such a promising player in the Premier League with the goals he scored for Villa. At the age of 22, him being in the Saudi League is like, nah. And also, his overall is 82, so we are allowed to sign him. Although we gotta be quick, because if we take time, his overall might actually grow. In the end, though, we managed to get a deal for 58 million. Although this does seem like a money laundering scheme. The money has just been shuffled around by Saudi Arabia. I think now we've definitely moved on from Isak. John Duran and Solot as options are perfect. Also, yeah, Tonali's departure hurts, but I think we managed it well. Elliot Anderson should be awesome in that CDM spot, and I think overall the team has definitely grown. But yes, if we want to keep the likes of Gordon, Gimaresh, Botman, Newcastle is going to have to become a Champions League club once again. Otherwise, like Tonali, another one of these stars might leave next season. And it's now time to see where we stand, and we're facing Chelsea. Wait a minute, look who's Chelsea's number 7. How have they managed to sign Pedri? Well, Barcelona must be really broke if they sold him. Oh, but Chelsea are opening us up so easily, and Cole Palmer. If we want to get top 4, these are the kind of teams that we need to be getting results against. And I see Duran may be in a great spot. He's got the header and the rebound, and he still couldn't score. Bro, it does feel like Isak has cursed this club. Both Solot and Duran not being clinical, it just doesn't make sense. Elanga heading it down here for Jacob Ramsey. as he keeps hold of the ball somehow. Back for Anthony Gordon. Now John Duran, if he can find space to get the shot off. And I can't believe that save too. No, Jackson's open, and there's the dagger. I'm not giving up just yet. If we can get one goal back at least, and Duran is in the box, and he does get his first Newcastle goal. Oh, but Chelsea could kill this game, but Trafford, what a save. Anthony Gordon has broken through, and there's the equalizer. I told you this time this Newcastle team is different. We don't give up. I think this is a statement that we went toe-to-toe with a team like Chelsea. 2-0 down and we still fought back. But now we got to show this level for the entire season. This top 4 is a must. And wait a minute, this can't be real. Third in the Premier League, only 3 points off the title as well, above teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, United. Well, in just a couple of seasons, Newcastle are back. Surely it was because of John Durant's goals we pulled this off. What? The only goal he scored was way back against Chelsea. Because it was Alexander Sørloth who upped this game. 22 goals this season. Looks like he got used to the Premier League. I guess I lost faith in Sørloth way too quickly. But once again, though, it was Anthony Gordon, our top scorer. Bro, he's now 88 overall as well. Even Bruno Guimaraes has gone up to an 88. There's no surprise we were so close to winning the title. In fact, surely next season we're going to be prime contenders, unless we have a few players losing faith and abandoning our project. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Bruno Guimaraes' contract expiring. And of course, it's Manchester United who want to try and pounce. But it's not just them. Other big European clubs like Barcelona and Bayern Munich are interested too. We've already seen this situation play out with Isak as well as Tonali. Surely it can't happen again. And it won't, because the captain has decided to stay. He is not betraying Newcastle. And honestly, we've given him good reason not to. Look at the team that we've built. It was already so close to winning the Premier League last season. This season, I want to make it happen. Now that it's confirmed that no players will be leaving the team this season, I'm actually thinking, what can we do to improve the squad? But actually, there isn't really much. We still have that 82 overall transfer limit. And look at our squad. Every player is 83 plus at the bare minimum. Now, by the way, once we do win the Premier League, we will be allowed to sign one player with no overall cap. But yeah, first we need to get that Premier League title with this team. This is Anfield. And here we go, boys. Gearing up to face Liverpool. And oh man, I can already see Isak. That is pissing me off. I remember in our first season, just after Isak was sold, we faced Liverpool. And he actually scored against us, ruining our day. This time, though, I feel like things are different. Our squad is a lot better. We've kept hold of our players. That itself gives me a lot of confidence. But we need to get the result on the pitch if we want to win the Premier League. And already Botman keeping hold of Isak. Here's Jacob Ramsey going on a bit of a run, looking for Sørloth, who's through on goal, but he puts it wide. Come on, Sørloth. This season, I'm trusting you. But if you keep squandering chances like that, I'm going to bring John Duran back in. Anthony Elanga is so good there as he looks for Sørloth, and again, straight at the keeper. Okay, please tell me we've got someone decent with free kicks. Okay, Anthony Gordon is apparently our best free kick taker, but I'm worried. I don't know if he's got what it takes to curl it in, but he does. Anthony Gordon, that is a special goal. Without a doubt, he's been the MVP of our Newcastle project. Now, come on, boys. We keep our composure here. Get 3 points. It could be huge for the title race. Okay, Sørloth has had a stinker. I'm subbing him off for John Duran. This is one problem that could hinder us in the title race. I still haven't figured out who's our best number 9. We don't have a reliable goal scorer up top. Oh, what a cross for John Duran. He controls it, and yes, he scores. Maybe it is John Duran that we have to keep trusting, because he has got us the 3 points against Liverpool. Oh, but this game is not done. Liverpool get a goal back with Florian Wirtz. But looks like our captain didn't like the fact that we conceded. He's taking matters into his own hands, and he goes for goal and scores. That is the 3 points secured against Liverpool. And we've just announced ourselves Premier League contenders. Even in the Champions League this season, we're looking different. 11th, and we were so close to getting top 8. Thankfully, though, we did knock out Atleti in the playoffs. Are you joking, though? Round of 16 is where our journey ends. On penalties to PSG, that too. That is brutal. But it shows that we've built a Newcastle team that can hold its own against the best teams in the world. Maybe this squad is lacking that something extra, that big player to take us to the next level. But hey, if we want that, we're gonna have to win the Premier League. And this is the situation in the league. We're 6 points off City, but there's a catch. We've got a game in hand, and that is against Man City. We win this, I think we're going to be back in the driver's seat to win the Premier League. Now, the only decision I've got to make here, Sørloth or Duran. I mean, Sørloth is just done okay, scoring 18 goals. I feel bad for Duran. He just didn't get any game time. I guess we'll go with Sørloth because he's more match ready. It's pretty amazing that even after 3 seasons, we're still discussing our striker problem. Both Sørloth and Duran haven't been convincing. Maybe that's something we can address next season in case we win the Premier League. We'll be allowed to make one mega signing. But you know what? Let's not worry ourselves with that right now. The goal is to win the Premier League. And for that, we gotta beat the City team. It's a big chance for you, Sørloth, to make a moment for yourself. And he's actually broken through. He's got the strength to keep going, but not the finishing ability. Donnarumma, what a save. Okay, Elanga, didn't know you were this quick, and he keeps going here. Anthony Elanga does so brilliantly, and finally the rebound works in his favor. Elanga's dropping a gritty on Man City. Now Gordon looking for Sørloth. This could be the moment he's been waiting for. He's actually scored. Sørloth gets his goal. That do against Man City. Don't for a second think this game is over, because Bernardo Silva dives. Shameless stuff. Of course the ref gives it. Can Trafford be the hero against his former club? He dives the right way and Haaland is missed. Bro, I feel like it's written in the stars because Haaland never misses a penalty. And there's the full-time whistle. That penalty changed everything. We get the 3 points against City. And now if we keep winning until the end of the season, I think we'll be champions. This is the moment of truth. Have we done enough to win the Premier League? I'm so nervous. And yes! By 1 point. That was how tight it was. But in 3 seasons, we've made Newcastle United Premier League champions. All without signing a single player above the 82 overall. I feel like that's an achievement. We also won the FA Cup this year. And we also have incredible growth throughout the squad. Look at Guimaraes up to a 90 overall. Gordon 89. Elanga 88. I mean, just look at Gordon's stats. That is just ridiculous. 41 goals this season. Sørloth as well doing a lot better than before. But also look at his Champions League goals. Just 3 and 12. Considering that's our next goal, I think we're going to need someone better. Now that we don't have an overall cap for one signing, we could technically bring back Alexander Isak, but there's absolutely no way I'm interested in doing this. He betrayed Newcastle the way he treated this club. I don't think we need him to win the Champions League. Instead, I'm thinking of someone like João Pedro. I think he's honestly a very underrated striker. Already at Chelsea, he's balling out in real life. And I feel compared to the strikers we've signed so far, like Sørloth and Duran, João Pedro is more of a natural footballer. He can do a lot more than just be the number 9. And maybe that's the kind of forward we need. And since money's not a concern, we've got João Pedro signing for Newcastle. João Pedro is literally the 3rd striker we're testing out. I mean, this needs to work. And we are right now facing PSG in the Champions League. Now, the first thing I've instantly noticed with Pedro is just how much better he's on the ball. And that means he can create chances for himself. He doesn't need supply, and he can also play passes for his teammates. As now we've created a great chance here. Jacob Ramsey hitting the post though. In the end, those strikers are judged by their goals, and João Pedro can finally do it. And maybe the curse of Newcastle's striker position is over. João Pedro scores against PSG. And he gets another opportunity. João Pedro! It's taken us almost 4 seasons, but we have found our number 9. With João Pedro, we looked lethal in the Champions League. He was scoring in every knockout game. And look at that, boys. We are in the Champions League final, but it's against Real Madrid. But you know what? I'm still confident we've solved every problem that's come ahead of us. And just look at our team. The fact that we were able to grow Gordon, Guimaraes, Elanga all to 90+ overall speaks volumes. And now that the striker situation is sorted with Pedro, I think we can win the Champions League. First minute itself, and we're already putting the pressure on Real Madrid. Elanga might have a shooting chance, goes for goal, but drags it wide. Okay, but this is the kind of pressure we need to keep on Real Madrid. And look at that. So far, they're not able to get the ball. We're able to attack them with Anthony Gordon now, and he's got pace for days. But Trent, I didn't expect him to track back and defend. By the way, I'm looking at this Madrid team, and I don't see Kylian Mbappe. It looks like they've replaced him with Lautaro Martinez. That's good for us, I guess. Elanga now, again inside the box. It's so crowded, but he's managed to turn and find space. What a lovely finish. Elanga's dropping a gritty in a Champions League final. Who would have thought? Okay, I don't think I've touched the ball for the last 20-odd minutes. This is getting bad. Real Madrid just getting more and more comfortable. Deflection, but we're somehow surviving. Oh, and here goes Lautaro on the charge. And no, there was no chance Trafford was saving that. I guess we got our reason why Mbappe was replaced. I still feel like we can win this, especially with Anthony Gordon, who gets past this man. But the finish... He knows he's messed up there. But there's still time. Jacob Ramsey's on the ball here. Looking for maybe a cross at the back post. João Pedro jumps above everyone else. That could be the goal that wins us the Champions League. And how poetic it is that it's João Pedro. Isak better be watching this. And with that, we've taken the most rejected club of the summer all the way to Champions League glory. Now, if you enjoyed this journey with Newcastle, watch me manage another club that is in desperate need of some fixing. Click here.